All right, welcome back to English 4 practice test. We're going to continue where we left off. We did 9 questions in the first lecture, and we're going to finish off the other 9 questions for the final lecture. Now, the first homework assignment, question number 10, we have a sentence. That's the couple blank party we went to last weekend. Okay. So in the question, right, we're looking at so that group is the couple. Okay, the two people. So we're talking about 2 people, and the 2 people had a party last weekend. Okay, and the speaker went to the party. Okay. So we're looking at relative clauses here, and in number 10 we studied that in Unit 4. Okay, so that's the couple, and the answer. Okay, so maybe the couple held a party for many people, but that would be incorrect. Since party? Yeah, I'm not sure why that's. So B is obviously wrong. Since we're using for time. They haven't had a party since last weekend. Okay, so maybe that's how they're trying to confuse you. So the answer is either A or D. Now, as I said, we have 2 people here, the couple, and the couple had a party. So they had a party. They possessed the party. Okay, they created the party. They started the party. They had the idea of inviting many people for fun and socializing. That's what a party is. So that's the couple whose party. Okay, so we're going to use the possessive. Okay, so the couple had a party. They're the couple that had the party. Okay, but we're going to be, again, we're focusing on the possessive. So this is the party that they had, and if we're going to use that possession is what makes up the subordinate clause here, the relative clause. Who? That's the couple who did something. Okay, so often if the answer is A, we would have some kind of verb there. So I said that's the couple who had the party. Okay, so as we said, this couple had a party, and that group is the couple who had the party. Okay, so we'd follow who with a verb. Again, whose would be some sort of noun, some sort of object that they possess. In this case, a party. Okay, remember that party? Remember that party we went to last weekend? Okay, that was their party. Okay, their party that possessed it. So the party the couple whose party we went to last weekend. Okay, so using a possession. Okay, so again, followed by a noun, not a verb. Number 10, the answer is D. Okay. All right, so that finishes homework number 1. Let's pause for a moment, and we will go to homework number 2. Okay. When you have homework number 2, open it, and we will continue with the lecture. All right, this is part 2 of English 4's practice written test. Okay, this is the second homework. This will be your last homework for the semester. Okay, good. So we're here to practice and prepare for the written test that you will do in class next week. Okay, good. All right, to start us off, more vocabulary. There seems to be a lot of vocabulary in this written test. But as you see from number 12 and number 13, please review your grammar as well. Okay, so review your grammar, review your vocabulary, and you will be prepared for the written test. Number 11. Okay, The blank writes dozens of articles a month. Okay? So dozens, okay, that would be groups of 12. Okay, so dozen means 12. So groups. So another word, maybe a better word would have been many articles a month. So every month, this person writes articles. So I think we know the verb article. In one of your units, we talked about somebody had read an article, or did you see the article in the paper? So in Unit 12, we talked about an article about a man in Switzerland who had to pay a fine. Okay. Now, number 11, the answer should be pretty easy. The blank writes dozens of articles. Okay, so write is something that a person does. Okay, no other animal can write, no other thing. And in letters A through D, there is only one person. And that is D, a journalist, okay, a reporter, gija. Okay, so somebody who writes for a newspaper. Okay, that's what an article is. Okay. Now, letter C, I thought it said columnist. And columnist is a type of a newspaper writer. So I thought, well, maybe that's the answer. But no, it's just column. So a column is a thing. It is written by a writer, and it's that person's opinion, and they talk about their opinions in that column. Usually a famous writer. Gossip and headline. So headline is a part of news, especially in a newspaper. It's at the top and it grabs your attention. Okay, so you see that. Gossip is just news via your peers. If your friends or your coworkers, your classmates tell you something, it might be true, it might be false, but you heard it from somebody. So it's information that is people talk about. Okay. The answer is D. Ist, right, often used for jobs. Okay, an ist who works at a journal, okay, a journal or a newspaper. Can we think of one? A realist? No. Botanist? So many other jobs require a suffix of ist. Okay, a dentist? Okay, you see that there. So that's a person who works with dental things. Okay. Number 11, the answer is D. Number 12. Number 12, Ben got 100% on his final exam. He blank studied hard. Okay. So there might be many words you could put in there. Maybe he definitely, probably. Okay. But we've got some phrases right here for us to use. Okay. So Ben got 100% on the final exam. He might have studied hard. Well, that might be okay. B, he couldn't have studied hard. No, that would be wrong. There's a good chance that he studied hard. So B seems to think that there's no way that Ben could or had the ability. So again, the ability in the past tense. There's no way he had the ability to study hard. Okay. Right, and C and D, one of them must be wrong since they negate each other, or the opposite of each other. He must have studied hard. I think that's the answer. Okay. Often when you give, when you talk about the present or the future, okay, when you go to university, you must study hard. Okay. You can see from here, though, we're not talking about the present or the future. Okay. All right. So he must have studied hard. Often you'll see native speakers, they'll write something like, I'll write right here, instead of must have. Native speakers will write something like must of, spelled O-F. Okay. So those native speakers make that very common mistake. Okay. Right. So again, it must for something in the present or the future. He must study hard. He must study hard tomorrow. but we see with the have, that would go with the past. Okay, so he must have studied at some time. So have studied, we're looking at the present perfect. So I don't know when he did it. I don't know when he studied, but some point in the past, and probably did it like this. Okay. So again, that's your opinion. Okay, I can't think of any other possibility. More than might have, he must have, okay, because he got such a high mark. Number 12, the answer is C. Number 13, we've got an if clause here with a modal. Okay, so he would not have gotten. Look out for the, so we have the if clause and the modal clause. So when you look at the modal clause, if your if clause is incomplete, you can look at the modal clause and see what you have. So you have the past tense of a modal, and you have, and you have the past participle. Okay, so those two together seems to me that is the third conditional. All right. If he had been wearing a seatbelt, he wouldn't have gotten a ticket. The answer is C. Would been? Never heard it. If he has been wearing a seatbelt, yeah. If he has been wearing a seatbelt, he won't get a ticket. So that would be fine, but that doesn't say he won't get a ticket. Okay, so we're talking about past events. So the third conditional, you're talking about changes that could have been made in the past. You can't make them now, but you're reviewing the past and you're providing solutions to problems that are already finished or have already finished. Okay. If he had been wearing a seatbelt, he wouldn't have gotten a ticket. All right. If he had not have worn his seatbelt. Okay, so hadn't could go here, but we'd have to change these words. Okay. Now again, this is something we studied in Unit 11, so you can go back and review Unit 11 and see the structure for these kind of sentences. Okay. All right, that concludes part 1 of the test. Okay. So in part 1 of the test, you're given a sentence or a question, and you're given some choices. If you don't know, guess, okay? But do your best and try and negate all the impossible answers, and then you can write in or guess after that. But try and know the answer, study and prepare, and it'll be easier that way. Okay. All right, let's look at the part 2 questions, as it says here. Write an appropriate answer for each question by using a full and complete sentence. Okay, so again, you're given a question. What's the answer? Okay, so you have to give your own answer. Most of these questions, the subject is you. Okay, and okay, most of these subjects are the same for each one. You, and you, and you. So again, so we're looking for your situation or your answers. Okay. All right, start with number 14. What is the most popular TV show? Okay. So I think we're looking here at a TV show that you like. Okay. Or a TV show popular with your friends or in your. All right. So what's the most popular TV show? So what's your answer? All right. So what is the most popular TV show? We can see that here. So KBS News is the most popular TV show. Okay. So subject, verb, object. Okay, good, no problem. And that answers the what right off the bat. Okay. So what is the most popular TV show? And you're just substituting the answer into the sentence. Okay. What you could do is just switch these around like this. The most popular TV show is KBS News. Good. Okay. Or whatever answer you want to put there. Okay. So there's more than one possible answer, of course, and certainly for content, give your own favorite TV show. Okay. All right. Number 15. Have you ever dyed your hair? Okay. Now, unlike the other questions, this is a yes or no question. Okay. So I'll give you some advice. As we said here, single word answers will be marked wrong. So if your answer is yes, okay, so you'll get no marks for an answer like this. Okay. Now, yes, I have. Okay. I don't know what's it. Depends on your professor, but probably you'll get a low mark. Okay. What you could do is just give me some more information. Have you ever dyed your hair? Yes, I have. I dyed my hair red. Okay. So that just gives me a bit more information. Not only do I have a yes or no, okay, I can give you that. Maybe your answer is no. No, I haven't. Okay. I like my hair color. Okay. Okay. So not only did you say no, you told me why the answer is no. Okay. I like my black hair. Okay. So something like that. Good. So again, answer the question. Give me yes or no. Maybe a short response. But give me a bit more information. That's probably going to help you. Okay. Number 16. What would you do if you were rich? Okay. Right. So if you had that situation. So if you were rich. Oops. There we go. So again, this is the second conditional. So in this hypothetical situation, okay, so I don't think you're going to become rich. Most people do not. But if you did, if you were rich, if you did become rich, what would you do? Okay, so you might do many things, but just tell me one thing you would do if you were rich. Okay. So again, if you want, you could start off with the if clause. Okay, and subject, I, okay, the modal, okay, and then we're going to need a verb. So we're just following anything that's brought here. I would what? If you were rich, if I was rich, I would do what? What would I do? Okay, I would buy, oops. I would buy a Porsche. Okay. Now you don't need to include this if clause if you want. What would you do if you're rich? I would buy a Porsche. Okay, so that would be a complete sentence. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so give me a verb, an object Very good. Okay, I would buy a Porsche. Okay, if I was rich, I would buy a Porsche. Okay, so a lot of these answers, you're just taking the structure from the question and you're making the answer. Just if you have some experience making the question from the, or making the answer from the question, that is good. Okay. Number 17. What kitchen appliances do you have? Okay. Now, we studied kitchen appliances in the book. Do you remember what they were? Okay. Now, in this question, you don't have to tell me every appliance. Okay. There might be many appliances here. Okay. Or many appliances in your home. But just give me one or two. What kitchen appliances do you have? Okay. So what's the subject? I. Okay. And what is the verb? Do, have, have. Okay, so in this sentence, be careful, the auxiliary verb is do. Okay, oops. The auxiliary verb is do, and the main verb is have. So do you possess? What kitchen appliances do you possess? Do you have? Okay. So what do you have? I have a refrigerator. Stove, and a coffee maker. Okay, most important appliances. So you just want to give me one or two, maybe two. That would be better. Okay. Now, if you just, I wrote three. Notice the use of the commas. If you don't want to write three, you don't need any commas. I have a refrigerator and a coffee maker. Okay. Don't list every kitchen appliance, but just two or three will be fine. Okay. Number 18, who do you think is a talented singer? Okay, so who do you think? Okay, so we're looking for your opinion. Okay, so you think. I could have just said who is a talented singer. Okay, I already am asking for your opinion, and we know it's your opinion. Okay? But the question, who do you think is a talented singer? Okay, I think good. So we're looking for a talented singer, and I think this person is a talented singer. Okay, so you have something like that. So whoever you want to write as a talented singer. Okay. So if you wanted to say someone who is quite famous, or maybe even somebody that you know personally. Okay. Maybe not your English professor. Okay. But you could just put the name down here for that right there. Okay. So if you wanted to say, I think okay. So, but just put the name of the singer down, and that would be your opinion. Okay. Often these opinion phrases, you don't need to put this phrase, I think. Even here, that would be fine. Okay. Okay, we know it's what you think. We're asking you. It's your opinion. Okay, but either way is fine. Okay, so on your test next week, right, you're going to have two types of questions. The part one questions, where you are given a stem or a question, and you're going to complete the sentence or answer the question. And then in part two, where you're given a question and you will provide your own answer. Okay, so that should be fine enough for all of those in the test. Okay. Again, on your written test, you will have 5 questions, and I've kind of made that obvious here at the bottom. Okay, so your test will cover units 1 to 12. There'll be 35 questions, including 30 Part 1 questions and 5 Part 2 questions. On this activity here, you had 5 Part 2 questions, but only 13 Part 1 questions. Okay. On your real quiz, on your real test, you will have 30, not 13. Okay. Okay. All right, so that concludes lecture number 2. Okay, so you should be ready for your written test. Good luck on your written test. Good luck on your other tests. And good luck in your futures. Okay. Hopefully, I will see you next semester. Thank you, good luck, and have a good summer.